Today, I'd like to show you the treasure map to innovation. Let's get started. The official name of this methodology is called a structured approach to innovation. I learned it from Professor Vijay at IIT. In his book, Design Methodology 101, have very detailed description. If you are interested to learn more, link in the description below. So I spent $200,000 of my grad school, and this is the most important methodology I learned. So today is your lucky day. I'm gonna share how I use it and how you can use it in your everyday design project or building products. But let's start it with telling a story in an old-fashioned way. So right here you have a existing MP3 player. You probably will start with researching how people use this MP3 player, how much they willing to spend to buy it, the technology, the spec, the manufacturing cost of it, and the competition of people manufacturing similar MP3 player. And if you do a good job analyzing it, you probably can create a better MP3 player too. So this methodology works when people don't have much choice, when competition is predictable, and when things didn't change quickly. Actually, this works pretty well from World War II all the way to the new century. But let's put this into context, right? Right here, you analyze and learn. Right here, you create things. But there's an additional dimension here. Like over here, you try to abstract the problem and the idea. And don't go from real product 1 to real product 2 directly. Let's take Apple, for example. Apple, they could done the same thing to come up with iPod, even iTunes. But the thing they did is they tried to understand the problem actually is not the MP3 player. The problem is enjoy music. In their research, they noticed people enjoy music by sharing it illegally. And all the large music publisher is suing the customer, which is bad in any sense of the industry. I remember back in the 2000, the police will bust out the door of the student dorm and check if there's any illegal MP3 player on the hard drive, and students have to learn to take their hard drive with them to the class. So go back to this story. Instead, Apple is trying to create a vision over here, then actually create a number of options of what the new music industry could be, but not just a new MP3 player. So of course they started with iTunes as a music playing software on Mac. Then they come up with iPod, which is actually a sub-spec hard drive based player. Then the big deal is that they started to steal music through iTunes. So they draw down and painting this whole system, and eventually they create a whole system of products that give them 70% of all digital music industry in the US. So what really protects Apple is the speed, is the insight, is great product design. But often the things that people oversight is they choose to build a system instead of a single product. So this abstraction layer is what design and innovation can do. You're able to abstract the problem and create options, right? So this abstraction is highly ambiguous, right? Lots of people coming from the MBA field, coming from the engineering field is driving them crazy, right? They question like why you just don't go from product 1 to product 2 directly, why you are asking those kind of fundamental questions. If they're working at Apple at the time, they'll ask like why a computer manufacturer get into music industry in the first place. So this map actually illustrating probably the most iconic story of innovation in this country. So this is the part 1 for the treasure map of innovation. Next week, I'd like to cover how you're able to use this framework, use this methodology, and building a great software product. So stay tuned, subscribe to my channel, and see you next week. Bye now.